This fool got up and got dressed every morning, just like he is right now, to go to a job he did not have that he got laid off from 2 weeks prior to. Every single morning. What did you do, take your clothes off after I left for work?
I'm not afraid to admit, I was afraid to tell her. I was honestly afraid.
She's the judge who gives rules on the law and life. She's intense with common sense. She's Judge Lynn Toller on Divorce Court, where real couples deal with real life. The two Brandys met when they were teenagers, and once they found out they had the same first name, they were inseparable. Now, after 10 years of dating, the only thing they have in common, besides their son, is non-stop fighting and arguing.
I am here today to show America why my ex, or soon-to-be ex, is the biggest loser, con man, liar, deadbeat father ever, and I am done.
I'm here today because I'm tired of living with Sybil the Gemini. I'm tired of living my whole relationship on Facebook. I've had enough, it's over, and I'm done.
Can this couple make it work for the sake of their child, or will this teenage dream finally come to an end? Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Brandy Horton and Brandy Jefferson. The two of you have been together for 10 years. You have one 6-year-old together, and you two no longer want to be together. Mrs. Horton, you have brought Mr. Jefferson here seeking $2,000. And I had to read this 2-3 times just to make sure I had it right. For underwear that you bought him.
Underwear.
Throughout the course of your 10-year history, and I'm sure that there's a special emotional reason why you feel the need to be reimbursed for underwear. So we will talk about that momentarily. Before we do, however, I'm going to start with you, Ms. Horton. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here in divorce court today?
Basically met Brandy and head over heels in love with him. As the years progressed, throughout, I ended up being his mother, his sex slave, his cook, the single mother of his child while he's in the home. I'm done. He's a liar, he's a manipulator, and I can't put up with it anymore, and I can't deal with it. He cannot keep a job, he's broke.
You say he can't keep a job. Out of the last 10 years, how often has he been employed?
I'd say he probably had about 20 different jobs in the last 10 years.
20 different jobs in the last 10 years?
Yes. He rotates through jobs because he's a liar and he's a manipulator. And, for example, co-worker at his job, he messed with the girl.
Hold on a second.
I found out because I snooped through his phone. Found a video of her.
She saw that stuff on the phone because I showed it to her. It wasn't a secret. It was a problem at my job.
So she was stalking you,
exactly,
more or less.
Exactly. It was a problem. It wasn't something I was doing willingly. I wasn't even messing with the girl. That was the whole point. That was the whole issue because I wasn't messing with her.
Ms. Horton, tell me another story that would demonstrate to me that he is a habitual liar.
He's a habitual liar because on another instance where I found out later he was terminated, this fool got up and got dressed every morning, just like he is right now, to go to a job he did not have that he got laid off from 2 weeks prior to. Every single morning. What did you do, take your clothes off after I left for work?
What,
I'm just trying to figure it out. And then put them back on before I got home.
Okay.
Did you get dressed for a job?
I did that. I did not. I did not want to tell her about what happened. I did that. When the anger comes off this woman, it's so severe. It's such a serious situation that I was honestly, I'm not afraid to admit, I was afraid to tell her. I was honestly afraid. I was afraid of the circumstance. What would happen when I did tell her?
Right.
So I didn't want to.
Are you afraid to tell me about losing the 18th job you ever had?
A lot of the jobs are through a temp agency, so understand that first of all. So it's not as though I'm just getting fired. My assignment may end. Exactly. So it's
have
not
you got let go
fired.
for taking too long or too many smoke breaks? Because he's a pack-a-day smoker. First
Getting
of all,
laid off for taking too many smoke breaks?
Have you not gone to work one day because you didn't have cigarettes for the day
like that.
in your little coma fit? It's a disease. It's a disease. Oh, it's a disease on your face.
I'd rather be at work than be at home. There's no cigarettes at home. I'd rather be at work where there are smokers.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me, you also said that you're a single mother even though he lives at home.
I'm a single mother even though he's at home. He has not provided a single thing from toilet paper, socks, shoes, pants, nothing. He doesn't take his kid to the park. He doesn't take his kid to Chuck E. Cheese. He hasn't done anything for his kid unless funded by me.
How can
and I have given him money to take
possibly
him
be
to do
true?
something.
How can that possibly be true?
Name one.
Okay,
Please.
Mr. Jefferson.
It's not, I mean, it's not, I'm sorry that I don't have a list of everything that I've done, this,
One.
that, and the other, but I live in the house. I haven't, it's not that I never work, I never do anything.
One.
I mean, how can you say I never
Name
do
one.
nothing? How can that be true?
Here's what I'm going to ask. I see what you're saying here, but here's the question I'm going to ask you. Presence is a great deal. I mean, you don't have to be going to Chuck E. Cheese
Not to her.
or to Disney.
He's not
Disneyland.
present.
I am still talking.
Sorry.
If you are engaging with your child at home, doing homework, you know, whatever it is guys do, that counts for something
He's
if
not
he doesn't
doing
have
that.
the money to do otherwise.
He's not doing that. We have a back house. He spends the majority of that day in that back house smoking. Period. The kids are with me. The kids follow me around the house. When I leave, I take the kids with me. I take them everywhere they want to go.
I spend the
Period.
time
You cannot
because she
lie
spends so
and
much
say he
time
spends so much
bad-mouthing
time
me
with
and
them.
cussing me out and talking bad about me, and even in front of the kids, that no, I try to, you know, remove myself from the situation so it doesn't get escalate or turn into something that it really doesn't need to be. Now, let me
13-year-old
explain
daughter
something
that
to you. Now, I'm supposed to be in a relationship with her, but I'm not. I'm in a relationship with her and all her friends on Facebook. It's not just us, okay?
And
Now,
Twitter.
hold on. She lives her life out loud on Facebook on a
Right.
daily basis. I mean, if there was an addiction to it, she would
She
have
has
it.
it.
Yes, every single thing, regardless of what it is that goes on. She's used my whole government name, called me a deadbeat. I mean, literally, Brandy, James, Jefferson, a deadbeat dad. I mean, all this stuff goes out on Facebook to the point where, you know, what am I supposed to do? I cannot deal with that type of situation. I mean, she's like a politician trying to gain public support. What it is that she wants to be like, oh, I'm Brandy the angel. Everybody needs to be on my side. Feel sorry for me. He's not nothing. And
listen to this jerk.
exactly. Let me tell you what
anything.
he did or what I think he's doing or what may be happening because I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna put it out on Facebook anyway. You know, that's what I have to deal with to the point where I can't take it anymore.
Mrs. Horton, are you living your life out on
I
the
live
net?
my
Please just
life
answer that question first.
publicly on Facebook because he lies about me so
Wait,
utterly
I
and
do not
completely.
say
Hang on, let her
He
finish.
lies about me so tough. You know what? I put it 100% all out there.
When divorce court continues, can Judge Lynn make sense of Brandy's testimony?
You're yelling at him.
sorry, I'm
angry because he asked you to be his wife 3 different times. Breakups are painful. Let me help. Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com and become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court is back with the case of Brandy Horton, who says she wants to dissolve her 10-year relationship because her boyfriend, also named Brandy, can't keep a job. But is boyfriend Brandy using her too?
He's a manipulator.
To trap
he
you.
trapped me. I believe my
You were
son
with
is
me for
a
10
keeper girl, baby. You poked the hole with condoms on that one.
Tell me about the cruise, Mrs. Horton.
What part about the cruise? The fact that I took him
I can
on
tell
the
you.
cruise?
I can tell
Well,
you.
you can tell me, Mr. Jefferson. Go ahead.
We were separated at the time.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Now, we have been working things out. She came up with the idea to go on this cruise. I decided to go on the cruise with her.
Right.
I love her. We working it out. Okay? So now, let me explain something else to you. Things were I obviously must have thought things were okay to the point where I asked her to marry me on this cruise.
Right.
She said yes on this cruise.
Right.
In front of everyone, of
no,
course,
hold
not
on,
to embarrass you.
no,
Ms.
hold on a
Horton,
second.
hang on.
I didn't ask her in front of everybody. I took her. How did
In
it happen?
front of the
How
couple
did it
that
happen?
we were with. Which time? The first time you gave me the fake ring, the second time you did it in front of my family, or the third time you did it on a cruise in front of everybody?
In front of everybody, really?
Yes, in front of everybody.
Ms.
Why'd you ask me to go on a cruise?
Ms. Horton.
Why'd you want me to be there?
No, hang on. You
Exactly.
need
Sybil.
to reflect a little bit. You should hear yourself. You're yelling at him.
I'm sorry, I'm angry.
Angry because he asked you to be his wife 3 different
To trap me, not
times.
because he's
To
in love
trap
with
you?
me. He's a manipulator.
To trap
he trapped
you?
me. I believe my
You were
son
with
is
me
a
for
keeper,
10
a keeper girl, baby. You poked the hole with condoms on that one.
Why are you angry? Because he wants to marry you.
I expect everyone to kind of believe what he's saying because that's what it does. Once you looked into his eyes, it's done. He's a manipulator. And
But
he's
it's like he never said anything. You said he asked you to marry him 3 times.
He did.
Once on a cruise, once in front of everybody, which a lot of women
Haven't you
think
asked
is
me to
really
marry you too?
romantic, and once somewhere
Let's not
else.
forget about that
and
part.
you're angry about it, and I don't understand why that inspires anger.
Because it was, at the time, you would feel it's out of love, but it's not. I could sew this man up in a sentence. He is a
She's been-
manipulator.
Stop.
The same reason why he won't get out of the house now is because he has nowhere to go, no support system, anything, because he's burnt everybody, and everybody in his
Because I
past
let
life
everybody
is
go
just
to
as
be with
angry
you.
as I am,
Because I let everybody
this is what
else
he
go
does
to be with
people.
you. That's why. That's
You did
why.
not let
Because I
everybody
let
go to be
everything
with you.
go
You had
because to be
nobody
with
before
you.
that. Why do you think-
I was fine before you.
Hey,
I was fine before you.
hey.
You were not fine. You were
Hey.
homeless and
Do you
jobless
think that
and
life
homeless
just? Do you think
before
life
I
just
met
began?
you.
Really?
I'm
Do
sorry.
you think life just began with you?
Just get out then. Bye.
Do you argue like this at home?
No, because this is the
She argues at me.
I have not argued with him in so long
She
because I'm
argues
so
at me.
done. I've been done for so
So
long.
you saved it all
It's just
up for me?
Yes, I saved it for you.
Aren't we lucky?
Okay. You two are going to get out of the same house. Who's leaving?
She has the kids. I'm gonna leave.
I mean, I could give him 2 hefty bags to fill everything he got in the house, because after 10 years, that's all he's accumulated, because he hasn't bought anything, done anything, contributed anything anyway. So
Yeah,
bye.
if you really believe for 10 years I've been doing nothing and she's still been with
What
me
have you
for 10 years.
contributed in 10 years? I've just been dumb and blinded, and I've seen the light. I want you going.
That's
Just
what it
go.
is. Okay. All right, we're done.
I'm about to see the light in a minute myself.
I hope so.
All of this confusion notwithstanding, are you two still intimate? I mean, do you still have a relationship?
No. No.
So that's over.
Oh, it's just so over. Stepped on, done, over, bye.
When divorce court continues, Brandy says that her boyfriend is untrustworthy. But is it really the other way around?
I used to be a confident guy. You know, that's part of the reason why we got together to begin with. That's part of what she liked about me in the beginning. But she has completely killed that spirit. My confidence is gone.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court returns with the case of Brandy Horton, who says she wants to break off her 10-year relationship with her son's father because he doesn't contribute to the household. But does he want to try to get back to what they used to have?
I love it. For me, it wasn't, I never thought about after her. I mean, I'm just always, this is what I'm going to be with. We're going to work it out.
How does he manipulate you? Because I'm not
Exactly.
quite sure what he's gotten you to do and how he's gotten you to do it.
Take care of him. Finance him, please, because that's who's been doing it.
Because you're
Me.
paying the bills
I'm paying
and keeping
the
the
bills.
roof over his head.
For 10 years, she's been paying, that is not
carrying
true.
you. You can't tell me I haven't been carrying you.
Really?
Come on now, because that's why if you leave tomorrow, you have nowhere to go. You don't even have bus fare in your pocket if you had to catch the bus home. I'm sorry. I mean, I am going to clear on you.
That's what you always do. That's what makes you feel better about yourself to try to put me down. That's what you've been doing.
Stop. Hang on. Now, Mr. Jefferson, why did you live with that for so long?
Because I loved her. Because for me, this, really?
No, Mr. Jefferson, just talk to me.
Because I loved her. For me, it wasn't, I never thought about after her. I mean, I'm just always, this is who I'm going to be with. We're going to work it out. See, you need to stop.
Oh
you
my
need
God.
to stop. You really need to. I figured I need to work it out. We're going to be together. This is how it's going to be. Whatever problems we have, it'll be okay. That's why.
When you say it will be okay, did you do anything to make it okay, or did you thought, well, I'm gonna ride it out. I'm gonna sit through it.
I changed myself to almost to a person who I didn't recognize to try to be with her.
How did you change?
By stop hanging out with my friends, people that she didn't like.
Mrs. Horton?
Really?
Stop. Mr. Jefferson, talk to me. How did you change yourself?
I stopped hanging out with my friends and people that, because she didn't like me hanging out with them. It came to the point where all I had was her. And at first, when everything was okay, that was fine. Because we were happy, we were together, everything was okay. But after the fact, when things started going south, I was left with nothing. Because I'd alienated everybody because all I wanted to be with was her.
Okay. On a professional level or an economic or educational level, did you continue to grow as well? Because
No.
and that might have been part of the problem, that you honed in on her as the future and not the rest of your life. And once you do that, the person to whom you offer yourself so fully begins to be resentful.
I think what it also was is, you see what I have to deal with. She has put me down so much. And I've listened to so much to the point where I started to believe it myself. She killed my spirit. I used to be stop talking for a second. Let me explain to this woman what's wrong with you.
Show the man a little respect.
I'll stop talking if you
That's the problem.
Miss Horton, show the man a little respect, would you?
She has
Even though he doesn't deserve it, I will.
I do deserve it.
Okay, go. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Anyway, I started to believe it. She put me down so much where, I used to be a confident guy. That's part of the reason why we got together to begin with. That's part of what she liked about me in the beginning. But she has completely killed that spirit. It's my fault for letting it happen, but that's still what it is. She has killed my spirit. My confidence is gone.
When divorce court continues, will Brandy get the money she feels she deserves?
This is a pair of this brother's drawers right here.
Well, listen,
I had to buy your drawers.
if I'm a deadbeat in the bum, I might as well look the part. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting none anyway,
but
so what does it really matter?
$2,000 worth of underwear, so pay me back and get out.
Divorce Court returns with the case of Brandy Horton and Brandy Jefferson, who met when they were teenagers and are dissolving their union after 10 years together.
Tell me about the $2,000 you want for underwear.
The boy owes me more than 200 grand. The $2,000 is just my last final insult because this is a pair of this brother's drawers right here.
Well, listen,
I had to buy your drawers.
if I'm a deadbeat in the bum, I might as well look the part. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting none anyway, so what does it really matter?
But you took the $2,000 worth of underwear, so pay me back and get out.
Okay, all right.
Then take those too.
Oh, okay, now, I believe you, Mr. Jefferson. I believe she stepped all over you. I believe that you had, I did believe you had a spirit. You may not have been the world's best businessman or the world's most accomplished provider, but and you might have been a little weak on that kind of stuff, but she stepped all over you with it. And it was so important to her, the money, the money, the money. That's what she's talking about all the time, the money, the money, the money, the money. And when you didn't come across with the money, she came across with the chipping. And it made you, whatever bad habits you had in that direction, it made it worse because you got defeated. What little get up and go you had, she sucked right out of you.
Pretty much.
Now, here's the thing. Now you know, now you're gonna go. Don't let it follow you. You become the man that you could have been all along because you don't need to deal with that.
No,
right? Always stay in touch with your kid. Always. Don't you shake your head to me about that.
He's not going to. That's why I did. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you know what,
Mrs.
Horton, you're unpleasant to be around.
And it's his fault because of him.
No.
I'm sorry.
And to the extent
He's manipulated you right here in front of everybody.
Miss Horton, listen, look up to me.
I'm looking up to you, ma'am.
You're hard to be around. You can't contain yourself in here. I know you are a screaming Mimi at home. It is exemplified by your life on Facebook because that's what junior high students do. They take the problem that they have, and instead of being a woman about it and talking and sitting and whatever, and he's manipulating and you changing who you are in order to get the change you want, you moan and complain like you're in a hallway at some lockers, and that's all you. That's what you chose to do. That's how you choose it. How you gonna shake your head? Because you know that's where you are. It is absolutely true.
It's not true.
Then you come in here about some underwear. There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
All right. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Brandy Horton says the last time she set eyes on Brandy Jefferson was at divorce court. She also says that since then he has not called or seen their son, nor has he bought him so much as a piece of bubble gum. Shortly after leaving the show, Brandy says she received a text message from Brandy Jefferson saying, "I'm sorry, period." She calls Brandy a sorry deadbeat loser and says he bamboozled the judge the same way he bamboozles everyone else.